Grilled sandwiches, they've been a part of countless lunches, casual dinners, and lazy weekend mornings. Yet some of the most mouth-watering, imaginative creations have quietly slipped away from our menus and memories. Today, grab your apron, as we'll be bringing you 21 grilled sandwiches that your grandma used to make for lunch. 1. Classic grilled cheese sandwich.
One of the best cold weather meals ever, a classic grilled cheese sandwich that you can dip into some homemade tomato soup.
The grilled cheese sandwich is the quintessential comfort food that evokes a sense of nostalgia like no other. Its origins are rooted in practicality, emerging as a budget-friendly meal during the early 20th century, when sliced bread and processed cheese became household staples. Traditionally, it involves 2 slices of white bread, generously buttered on the outside to achieve that golden, crispy crust. American cheese is the classic filling, known for its creamy, melt-in-your-mouth texture. However, cheddar, mozzarella, or a blend of cheeses can elevate the flavor profile. The preparation is straightforward. The bread is placed on a heated skillet or griddle, with slices of cheese sandwiched in between. Cooking on low to medium heat ensures the bread crisps perfectly, while the cheese inside melts to a silky, gooey consistency. Variations abound. Some opt for sourdough bread to introduce a tangy note, while others add extras like bacon, tomato slices, or avocado for depth. The charm of the grilled cheese sandwich transcends generations. For kids, it's a quick, satisfying lunch. For adults, it's a gateway to culinary creativity, allowing the addition of gourmet cheeses, herbs, or even caramelized onions. Despite countless reinventions, the classic grilled cheese remains an emblem of simple cooking. Our next sandwich features seafood, too. Tuna melt grilled sandwich.
Hi everyone, I'm Marcy, and today I'm making a classic tuna melt sandwich on sourdough bread.
Tuna melt is an all-time favorite comfort sandwich that perfectly combines creamy, savory, and crispy textures in every bite. Rooted in diner culture, the tuna melt gained popularity in the mid-20th century as a creative way to elevate simple canned tuna into a hearty, satisfying meal. It starts with a base of high-quality bread, such as rye, sourdough, or whole wheat, chosen for its robust structure to hold the flavorful filling. The heart of the tuna melt is its filling, a rich blend of canned tuna, mayonnaise, diced celery, and onions, seasoned with salt, pepper, and occasionally a dash of paprika or dill for extra zest. Some variations include capers, chopped pickles, or even a squirt of lemon juice to brighten the flavor. The tuna mixture is generously spread over the bread, layered with slices of cheese, cheddar or Swiss are common choices, and topped with another slice of bread. What sets the tuna melt apart is its unique preparation. Butter or mayonnaise is spread on the outside of the bread, which is then toasted on a skillet or griddle over medium heat. The cheese melts into the tuna mixture, binding the ingredients together in a creamy, gooey, and utterly satisfying bite. The bread crisps to a golden brown, adding a delightful crunch that contrasts with the smooth, savory filling. For an upgraded version, home cooks might add slices of tomato or a sprinkle of fresh herbs like parsley. Some adventurous eaters even top the tuna melt with jalapenos for a spicy kick. The tuna melt is versatile, easy to prepare, and universally loved, whether served as a quick lunch or dinner. Next up, we have another versatile classic. 3. Reuben grilled sandwich.
There's nothing like a classic Reuben sandwich. Let me show you how to make it.
The Reuben sandwich, a deli staple with a bold flavor profile, has a storied history that dates back to the early 20th century. It's a sandwich that commands attention thanks to its rich combination of corned beef, Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and tangy Russian dressing. Traditionally, the sandwich is built on rye bread, a choice that lends a robust, slightly sour foundation to balance its hearty fillings. Each component of the Reuben plays a vital role. The corned beef, cured with a blend of spices and slow-cooked until tender, provides a savory and slightly salty base. Slices of Swiss cheese bring a nutty, creamy contrast, while sauerkraut delivers an acidic, tangy punch that cuts through the richness. The Russian dressing, a blend of mayonnaise, ketchup, horseradish, and pickled relish, ties everything together with a zesty sweetness. To prepare, the rye bread is buttered or brushed with oil and grilled to a golden crisp on the outside. The sandwich is assembled with alternating layers of corned beef, cheese, sauerkraut, and a generous smear of dressing. It's then pressed on a hot griddle or in a panini press, ensuring the cheese melts evenly, enveloping the other ingredients in a luscious embrace. As it cooks, the bread develops a delightful crunch, creating a satisfying texture contrast with the tender corned beef and gooey cheese. The sauerkraut's tangy juices seep slightly into the bread, infusing it with flavor without making it soggy, a delicate balance achieved through careful grilling. The Reuben is a combination of bold tastes and textures, making it a beloved choice for lunch or dinner. Whether enjoyed with a pickle on the side, paired with chips, or accompanied by a bowl of soup, this sandwich embodies the indulgence and culinary creativity of classic American deli. The next sandwich has Latin origins. 4. Cuban grilled sandwich. The Cuban sandwich is a flavorful delight deeply rooted in the cultural melting pot of Florida's Cuban-American communities. Also known as cubano, this sandwich typically starts with Cuban bread, a long loaf with a soft interior and a thin, crispy crust. If Cuban bread is unavailable, baguettes or bolillos are commonly substituted. The heart of the Cuban sandwich is its savory filling, which includes layers of slow-roasted pork shoulder, thinly sliced ham, and Swiss cheese. A generous smear of yellow mustard adds tang, and slices of dill pickles provide crunch and acidity. The balance between these ingredients is where the magic lies. Each bite is a combination of smoky pork, salty ham, melty cheese, and the sharp tang of pickles and mustard. To assemble, the sandwich is filled and then pressed on a sandwich press or a hot griddle. Traditionally, it's cooked using a plancha, a flat press that evenly toasts the bread while compressing the filling. The pressure melds the layers together, while the heat melts the cheese, creating a gooey center. The golden, crispy exterior is a perfect contrast to the tender, juicy pork and the creamy melted cheese. The sandwich is often served as a meal on its own, or with sides like plantain chips or black beans and rice. The Cuban sandwich's rich history and satisfying flavors make it a beloved classic that never fails to impress, just like our next dish. 5. Grilled cheese with tomato soup, a classic comfort food combination. The grilled cheese with tomato soup is simple, yet incredibly satisfying. This dish combines the gooey melted cheese in a crisp, buttery sandwich with the rich, tangy tomato soup for dipping. The grilled cheese sandwich starts with 2 slices of soft white bread slathered with butter or margarine on the outside to achieve a golden, crunchy exterior when grilled. The cheese used is typically American or cheddar, sometimes even a blend, providing a gooey, melty consistency when heated. The sandwich is griddled on a stovetop until the bread is golden brown and the cheese is fully melted inside. The tomato soup that accompanies the sandwich is just as important, providing the ideal dip for the crispy sandwich. Traditionally made from canned tomatoes, this soup is enriched with onions, garlic, and a touch of sugar to balance its acidity. Cream or milk is often added, giving it a creamy consistency that complements the tangy tomato base. Some versions include a hint of basil or oregano for additional depth, but the simplicity of the dish is what makes it so comforting. This dish evokes memories of childhood lunches where the contrasting textures, the crunchy, cheesy grilled cheese and the creamy, tangy tomato soup offered a complete and filling meal. It was a favorite at home, school cafeterias, and casual diners, symbolizing the easygoing spirit of 1970s American cuisine. Our next dish is extra decadent. 7. Grilled ham and cheese.
And today I'm going to be showing you how to make a grilled ham and cheese sandwich.
This simple yet satisfying sandwich was a lunchtime staple in many American households during the 1970s. It features thin slices of ham and cheese sandwiched between 2 slices of buttered white bread, which is then griddled until the bread is golden and the cheese is melted. The choice of ham is crucial, with a good balance between salty and sweet cut. A slice of Swiss or American cheese is placed over the ham, allowing it to melt into a gooey consistency that oozes out with each bite. Buttered bread, when toasted, develops a crisp golden crust, encasing the gooey, savory filling inside. Sometimes mustard or mayonnaise is spread on the inside of the bread slices for extra flavor. The result is a tender, juicy sandwich with a pleasant contrast between the crunchy exterior and the creamy, melty interior. While it's basic in its ingredients, grilled ham and cheese is a beloved comfort food because of its simplicity and the way it warms the soul. It's a dish that takes many back to childhood, whether it was a classic after-school snack or a quick, easy dinner on a busy evening. Its popularity was bolstered by its low cost and quick preparation, making it a regular part of family tables in the 1970s. Our next dish is a regional beloved. 8. Philly cheesesteak grilled sandwich. The Philly cheesesteak grilled sandwich reimagines the Philadelphia classic as a grilled, handheld indulgence. The heart of this sandwich is thinly sliced ribeye steak, a marbled cut chosen for its rich flavor and ability to cook quickly without drying out. Cooked on a scorching hot griddle, the meat sizzles in its own rendered fat, developing a caramelized crust that locks in juices. Complementing the beef is a sauté of sweet onions, which are cooked low and slow until they become a tender, golden tangle of natural sweetness. Green bell peppers, thinly sliced, can add freshness, while mushrooms, when included, deliver an earthy undertone. The cheese is super important. Sharp provolone melts smoothly, but American cheese or even the iconic Cheese Whiz are often used. The bread must be substantial enough to hold the filling, yet soft enough to press easily on a grill. Hoagie rolls or Italian bread are buttered and grilled to a golden crisp, the butter adding a nutty, rich undertone to every bite. After this, layers of steak, onions, peppers, and cheese are stacked meticulously, then pressed pressed together on the grill. The heat melds the ingredients, turning the sandwich into a cohesive whole. Served with a side of fries or a tangy pickle spear, the Philly cheesesteak grilled sandwich is a comfort food that feels both elevated and down to earth, just like our next dish. 9. Grilled peanut butter and banana sandwich.
We're going to recreate his favorite fried peanut butter banana sandwich. Let's get going.
The grilled peanut butter and banana sandwich was famously adored by Elvis Presley, earning it the nickname The Elvis. Thick slices of bread like brioche or white sandwich bread are buttered generously on their outer sides, ensuring a golden, crispy exterior. The inner magic starts with a generous spread of creamy or chunky peanut butter, which acts as the glue for the filling. Ripe bananas, sliced into rounds, are carefully arranged over the peanut butter. Their natural sweetness intensifies as the sandwich grills, creating a soft, gooey texture that contrasts beautifully with the crunch of toasted bread. To elevate the flavors, some variations include a drizzle of honey or a sprinkle of cinnamon, both of which add complexity to the sweetness. Adventurous cooks might even add crispy bacon strips for a salty counterpoint. As the sandwich grills, the peanut butter melts into a warm, nutty sauce that envelops the caramelized banana. The exterior bread develops a golden brown crust, crackling under the pressure of a knife as it's sliced in half. Served warm, this sandwich is a nostalgic delight, perfect for breakfast, dessert, or a decadent snack. The next sandwich on our list is, as with all things French, luxurious. 10. Croque monsieur.
Today we're making the croque monsieur, which in French means fancy grilled cheese with other stuff. Not to be confused with the croque monsieur.
The croque monsieur is a quintessential French bistro sandwich that transforms humble ingredients into a culinary delight. The name itself, translating to Mr. Crunch, hints at the luxurious textures and flavors this sandwich offers. The bread, typically a thick slice of brioche or country loaf, is the foundation. These bread slices are lightly brushed with a velvety layer of bechamel sauce, a creamy mixture of butter, flour, and milk, seasoned with a pinch of nutmeg and white pepper. The sauce lends a luscious, custard-like richness to the sandwich, elevating it above the ordinary. Between the bread layers lies an opulent filling of thinly sliced ham and grated cheese. Traditionally, high-quality Paris ham is used for its delicate saltiness and slightly sweet undertone. The cheese, most often Gruyere or Emmental, is chosen for its nutty flavor and superb melting quality. Some variations may include Dijon mustard, spread thinly on the bread to introduce a hint of tang and spice, balancing the richness of the other component. The exterior of the bread is generously buttered, creating a golden, crispy crust as the sandwich sizzles on a skillet or bakes under a broiler. As the cheese melts and the bechamel bubbles, the flavors meld into a harmonious, gooey masterpiece. The croque monsieur is often finished with an additional layer of bechamel and cheese on top, which is then broiled until bubbly and lightly browned, giving it a signature, slightly caramelized crust. When served, the croque monsieur is a feast for the senses. The contrast between the crunchy bread and the creamy, cheesy interior creates a luxurious texture with every bite. Its aroma, a combination of toasted butter, bubbling cheese, and smoky ham, is utterly irresistible. This dish is versatile, often enjoyed as a hearty breakfast, an elegant lunch, or a satisfying dinner. It pairs beautifully with a simple green salad and a glass of crisp white wine or sparkling cider. Its slightly fancier cousin, the croque madame, adds a fried or poached egg on top, further enhancing its decadence. Next up, we have the revival of a classic. 11. BLT grilled sandwich.
It's an experiment, but it should be a delicious one because we're making a grilled BLT. Wait. Make that a grilled BLAT.
The BLT grilled sandwich is a twist on the classic BLT, bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. It begins with the bread, which is typically hearty and capable of withstanding grilling, such as sourdough, whole grain, or artisan white. Each slice is generously slathered with butter or a garlic-infused olive oil spread, creating a golden, crunchy crust when grilled. Some versions even sprinkle a touch of Parmesan cheese onto the buttered sides for an added layer of flavor and texture. The star ingredient, bacon, is prepared to a perfect crisp, its smoky, salty profile providing the sandwich's backbone. Thick-cut bacon is often preferred for its hearty bite and ability to stand up to the other ingredients. Some recipes experiment with flavored bacon, such as maple glazed or pepper crusted, to add depth. Next comes the tomato, which is selected for its juiciness and rich flavor. Heirloom or vine-ripened tomatoes are ideal, offering a balance of sweetness and acidity. The slices are lightly seasoned with salt and pepper, enhancing their natural taste. For the lettuce component, sturdy greens like romaine, or butter lettuce are chosen. To maintain their crispness, the lettuce is added after grilling. The cheese is layered between the bacon and tomatoes, melting into a gooey, creamy consistency during grilling. Some versions also incorporate a swipe of mayonnaise or a tangy aioli inside the sandwich, adding richness and a hint of zest. The sandwich is assembled and grilled on a hot skillet or panini press. The process fuses the flavors while creating a delightful contrast between the crisp, buttery exterior and the warm, melty interior. The aroma alone, a blend of sizzling bacon and toasted bread, is enough to draw people into the kitchen. When served, the BLT grilled sandwich is often cut diagonally to reveal its layers of bacon, melted cheese, juicy tomatoes, and fresh lettuce. It pairs beautifully with classic sides like potato chips, dill pickles, or a light soup, making it a versatile option for lunch or dinner, just like our next sandwich. 12. Grilled chicken pesto panini.
This right here is a chicken pesto sandwich. It is absolutely perfect. The flavor is so good, and that chicken's perfectly cooked as well.
The grilled chicken pesto panini is a vibrant, herby delight that brings together tender grilled chicken, fresh basil pesto, and creamy mozzarella cheese in a crispy toasted panini. The chicken breast is marinated in a mixture of olive oil, garlic, and lemon juice, which infuses it with bright, citrusy flavors and a touch of heat. After marinating, the chicken is grilled until juicy and tender, with the edges developing a golden brown crust. Meanwhile, a tangy pesto sauce made from fresh basil, Parmesan cheese, pine nuts, and olive oil is spread across the slices of rustic bread. The chicken is then layered on top, along with a generous slice of fresh mozzarella, which melts beautifully during grilling. As the panini cooks, the bread becomes a golden, crisp exterior, while the melted cheese and chicken fill the center with their rich, savory flavors. The fresh basil in the pesto infuses the sandwich with an aromatic, herby aroma, while the combination of the tender chicken, creamy mozzarella, and zesty pesto creates a well-balanced, flavorful experience. Each bite is a delightful combination of textures and flavors, making this panini a gourmet choice for any sandwich lover. Like this dish, our next also uses white meat. 13. Grilled turkey and cranberry sandwich. The grilled turkey and cranberry sandwich is a heartwarming holiday favorite repurposed into an everyday delight. Imagine leftover Thanksgiving turkey given a new lease on life. Thick slices of roasted turkey breast, either shredded or thinly sliced, form the protein base. These pieces are layered onto hearty bread such as sourdough, which holds up beautifully against the sandwich's warm and slightly saucy filling. The tangy cranberry sauce is slathered generously across the bread, bringing a sweet tart vibrancy that pairs perfectly with the turkey savory profile. A slice of mild cheese, such as Swiss or Brie, is added to balance the sweetness and create a creamy, melty center when the sandwich is grilled. Fresh spinach or arugula leaves may be tucked in for a slight peppery crunch. The exterior of the bread is buttered to a golden sheen, and as the sandwich grills, the butter crisps up the outside, forming a crunchy contrast to the gooey, savory, and sweet interior. The grilled turkey and cranberry sandwich is amazingly delicious. Each bite delivers layers of texture and taste, the chewiness of roasted turkey, the tart and jammy cranberry, the creaminess of melted cheese, and the crisp buttery bread. We now bring you an Italian classic. 14. Caprese grilled sandwich. The caprese grilled sandwich is a nod to the iconic Italian salad, reimagined as a comforting handheld meal. It starts with high-quality bread like sourdough, ciabatta, or a rustic Italian loaf, chosen for its sturdy texture that crisps beautifully on the griddle. The bread is brushed generously with olive oil infused with garlic. Thick slices of fresh mozzarella are paired with ripe, juicy tomatoes. These tomatoes, preferably heirloom or vine-ripened, offer a burst of natural sweetness that contrasts beautifully with the salty creaminess of the cheese. Fresh basil leaves, plucked straight from the garden, are layered in for a fragrant, peppery bite that ties the flavors together. To enhance the sandwich, balsamic vinegar is added. This sweet and tangy syrup provides depth and a subtle acidity that cuts through the richness of the cheese. Some variations also include a light smear of pesto for an herby, garlicky undertone, or a sprinkle of crushed red pepper for a hint of heat. As the sandwich grills, the mozzarella melts into a luscious, gooey layer, and the bread toasts to a golden brown, offering a satisfying crunch with every bite. The result is a sandwich that embodies the essence of a caprese salad while delivering the comfort of a grilled creation. Our next sandwich uses an unusual ingredient. 15. Grilled eggplant and feta sandwich.
Hi there, so today we're going to make roasted eggplant focaccia sandwich.
The grilled eggplant and feta sandwich is a rich, savory delight that combines Mediterranean flavors with the comforting warmth of a perfectly toasted sandwich. It starts with hearty bread such as rustic sourdough or whole grain, chosen for its sturdiness and nutty undertones. The bread is lightly brushed with olive oil or butter, ensuring it toasts to a golden perfection on the grill. The eggplant, the star ingredient, is sliced into thick, tender rounds. These slices are seasoned generously with salt, pepper, and olive oil before being grilled. The grilling process brings out the eggplant's natural sweetness and lends it a subtle, charred flavor that serves as the base for the sandwich. Feta cheese, with its crumbly texture and tangy, salty flavor, is the perfect complement to the eggplant. It's either sliced or crumbled and layered generously over the grilled eggplant. To balance the richness of these ingredients, slices of sun-dried tomatoes or roasted red peppers are often added. Fresh herbs like parsley or basil provide a fragrant green freshness, while a dollop of tzatziki or hummus adds a creamy, garlicky element that ties all the components together. For an added crunch, thinly sliced cucumbers or a handful of arugula may be included, adding texture and a peppery finish. As the sandwich grills, the bread crisps up beautifully, while the feta softens slightly and melds with the warm, juicy eggplant. Each bite offers a medley of textures and flavors: the smoky eggplant, tangy feta, sweet tomatoes, and aromatic herbs, all perfectly balanced within the toasted bread. This sandwich is a vegetarian-friendly option that doesn't skimp on flavor, making it a standout for casual lunches or elegant gatherings alike. Our next sandwich also includes a dip. 16. French dip grilled sandwich.
I just really love sandwiches. And today we're making a French dip sandwich, or at least my take on a French dip sandwich, so let's jump right into it.
The French dip grilled sandwich is a meat lover's dream. This sandwich begins with a loaf of crusty French baguette or hoagie roll, its firm exterior ensuring it can withstand the succulent juices of the dip without becoming soggy. Lightly buttered or brushed with olive oil, the bread is toasted on a grill or skillet until golden brown. The heart of the sandwich lies in the thinly sliced roast beef, which is ideally slow cooked or roasted to a tender, juicy perfection. The beef is seasoned with classic spices like garlic, onion powder, and a hint of black pepper, enhancing its natural flavor. To amplify the richness, the slices are often warmed in a flavorful au jus, a savory broth made from beef drippings, onions, herbs, and a splash of wine. The au jus infuses the meat with an extra layer of taste, making it irresistibly juicy. A layer of melted Swiss or provolone cheese is added, draping over the roast beef and bringing a creamy, tangy element to the sandwich. The cheese melts beautifully when the sandwich is grilled, blending seamlessly with the meat. Caramelized onions may also make an appearance, adding a touch of sweetness that complements the beef's robust flavors. The bottom half of the bread is piled high with the tender, juicy roast beef, followed by the gooey layer of cheese. The top half is pressed down slightly, sealing the sandwich. It's then grilled lightly. The pièce de résistance is the accompanying bowl of steaming au jus for dipping. The sandwich is dipped into the savory broth just before each bite. The combination of the hot, rich beef, the melted cheese, and the herby broth creates a memorable taste that no other combo can replace. You like pork? We do too, hence this next sandwich option. Yes. 17. BBQ pulled pork grilled cheese.
Pulled pork grilled cheese. Get ready. Let's make it.
Imagine the comforting aroma of slow-cooked pulled pork wafting through the air. The foundation of this sandwich begins with the pulled pork itself. Prepared in a slow cooker or smoker, the pork shoulder is seasoned with a robust, dry rub of brown sugar, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and cayenne. The slow cooking process makes the meat extremely tender. The barbecue sauce could be tangy, vinegar-based Carolina style, a sweet molasses-laden Kansas City blend, or a smoky Texas-style version. Now for the bread, sourdough or thick Texas toast works best. Each slice is buttered generously or brushed with mayonnaise on the outside for a crisp, golden crust. The interior is layered with sharp cheddar cheese for its tang and Monterey Jack for creaminess. The pulled pork sits in the middle, ensuring that the cheese melts down into the meat as it grills. Grilled on a skillet over medium heat, the sandwich develops a perfect crunch on the outside while the cheese oozes out slightly. Some versions add a dollop of coleslaw for crunch and a zesty contrast. Next up, another seafood classic. 18. Salmon melt.
Hey everybody, it's Leo here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a salmon melt.
A sophisticated twist on the classic tuna melt. The salmon melt is a testament to how simple ingredients can deliver gourmet results. It begins with flaked salmon, either fresh, leftover, or canned, blended into a creamy mixture with mayonnaise, a splash of lemon juice, and some Dijon mustard. Finely chopped celery and red onion add crunch and a subtle bite, while a sprinkle of dill or parsley introduces fresh herbal notes. The bread plays a crucial role in this sandwich's success. Sturdy rye, multigrain, or even a ciabatta roll provides the necessary structure to hold the salmon mixture. Each slice is buttered or brushed with olive oil for an impeccable golden crust when grilled. Before assembly, a slice of Swiss or Havarti cheese is laid onto the bread, acting as a gooey barrier between the salmon and the bread. Once the sandwich is built, it's grilled slowly over medium heat, allowing the bread to crisp while the cheese melts into a creamy layer that envelops the salmon mixture. Optional additions like thin slices of tomato or a smear of caper aioli can elevate the flavor even even further. The first bite delivers a warm, creamy interior, complemented by the tangy brightness of the lemon and mustard, the fresh burst of herbs, and the crunch of perfectly toasted bread. The penultimate item on our list makes use of roast beef. 19. Grilled roast beef and cheddar.
Today, I'm gonna show you how to capitalize on it by showing you how to make one of the world's most hyper-palatable sandwiches, the roast beef and cheddar.
This hearty sandwich begins with tender slices of roast beef, the kind that has been slow cooked until it practically melts in your mouth. The roast beef can come from leftovers from a home-cooked meal, or be sourced from a deli for convenience. Each slice is savory and seasoned with herbs like thyme and rosemary. The bread of choice is often rye or sourdough, selected for its ability to hold up against the substantial filling. Generously buttered on the exterior, the bread promises a golden, crisp crust. On the inside, a layer of sharp cheddar cheese is added, not just for its tangy richness, but also for its impeccable meltability, which contrasts beautifully with the beef. Assembling the sandwich involves layering the roast beef and cheddar on the bread, with optional additions like caramelized onions for sweetness or horseradish mayo for a zesty kick. Once constructed, the sandwich is grilled on a skillet or panini press until the bread crisps to a golden brown, and the cheddar turns into a luscious, molten layer. The result is a sandwich that's indulgently gooey and savory, with the sharpness of the cheddar cutting through the richness of the beef. Every bite feels like a cozy, comforting embrace, reminiscent of hearty dinners with family. Our last item is a veggie delight. 20. Spinach and artichoke grilled cheese.
Today, we're going to be showing you how to make spinach artichoke dip grilled cheese sandwich.
This grilled cheese takes inspiration from the iconic spinach and artichoke dip, transforming it into a decadent sandwich. The filling starts with a creamy mixture of cream cheese, mayonnaise, and sour cream blended with finely chopped spinach and artichoke hearts. Garlic and a hint of red pepper flakes add a punch of flavor, while grated Parmesan and mozzarella ensure a gooey, cheesy consistency. The bread, often a sturdy Italian or ciabatta loaf, is buttered or brushed with olive oil on the exterior for a crisp texture. Inside, a thin layer of the spinach artichoke mixture is spread, accompanied by additional slices of mozzarella or provolone to enhance the cheesiness. Grilled to golden perfection, the sandwich boasts a crispy crust that gives way to a creamy, flavorful filling. The savory richness of the spinach artichoke mixture is complemented by the mild, buttery cheese, creating a balance of flavors that feels indulgent yet slightly refined. And that brings us to the end of our list of grilled sandwiches that once filled our plates and warmed our heart. Maybe it's time to revive some of these classics, dust off the skillet, and bring them back to the family table. After all, good food is timeless, and the best recipes deserve a second chance to shine. What grilled sandwich will you try first? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more nostalgic content.